Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am doing very well. How about yourself?
Very good. Funny thing is, I just did a little survey online that says, do you call your wife or your spouse, it said, do you call them honey, sweetie, baby? And I had to think about it. I don't think I've ever called you sweetie. I called you dear once, and I thought you were going to punch me. I was like, yes, dear. You're like, don't you dare call me dear. Ooh, okay. But I call you baby every day. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
She's my wife. That's why I call her that. Hey, by the way, we've got Kat and Nat joining us today. They are both mothers, and they have a fun little YouTube program that they do. And very interesting young ladies. I'm looking forward to chatting with them today. It's coming up on the program. And I got a quote here. Quote is from Albert Schweitzer. He says, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be truly happy are those who sought and found how to serve. Very true. Serve others, and you'll be so darn happy, you just won't even know what to do with yourself. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Wednesday. It is the 5th day of September, and it is National Cheese Pizza Day. That's it.
I love pizza of all kinds.
I do. You know what? We had some.
Especially
There was like
cheese
a
pizza.
3 cheese or 5 cheese, something. It was like crazy. There was so much cheese. But there was a lot of different types of cheese on the pizza, which was really kind of
really
cool.
good.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. We should do one of those. Since it is, National Cheese Pizza Day and all. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. A lot of great stuff coming your way.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at BetterResultsAdvertising.com. That's BetterResultsAdvertising.com.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, is it a vineyard? Or, no, I'm sorry. Is it a rehab center or is it a golf course? We've played so many stupid, silly little games here. Okay, tell me. Ranch Creek in Murrieta, California. Is it a rehab center or is it a golf course? Ranch Creek.
I'm going to say a rehab center.
It is a rehab center. Good job, Heidi. Very good. You get the.
It doesn't sound like a golf course. Ranch
Creek. No, not really. All right. This has been, is it a rehab center or is it a golf course? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Authorities say a suspected burglar was arrested outside of a Scottsdale apartment, only wearing boxer shorts. Officers arrived. They found a 24-year-old by the name of Joseph Donald Whipple outside an upstairs apartment wearing boxer shorts only. The victim reported to police that he woke up and saw a patio door open. The television and the sound bar were outside. The victim reportedly was found. The victim also found a pair of pants inside the home that didn't belong to him or the roommate. Looking out the peephole, the victim saw Whipple lying on the landing shirtless and wearing only boxer shorts. They say Whipple took a breath test and he blew .245.
Holy
So he was drunk as a skunk.
cow.
He's been charged with criminal trespass and burglary.
He's lucky to be alive. Isn't that like...
that's bad. I think it's pretty bad. I don't know what the actual legal limit is, but it's a way
I think it's
lower than that.
0.08.
Yeah, so he was very drunk. I wonder if he even knew where he was. Bad idea. Don't do that. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A Michael Jackson miniseries is in the works, potentially. It's based on the book My Friend Michael, An Ordinary Friendship with an Extraordinary Man, and it looks like they may be putting a miniseries together. Would you watch that?
No.
We haven't really watched hardly anything lately.
Without hesitation, I can say no.
That would not be your thing?
Not
Mary
even
Kate
interested.
and Cashley Olsen. I'm not.
Ashley.
Mary Kate and Ashley. What did I say?
Cashley.
I don't think that's a word, is it? Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen are in the news. They did a rare interview. They don't do many interviews. And they said they do everything together. So apparently they did the interview together. Jimmy Fallon paid for a stranger's dinner tab at a restaurant last week in the Hamptons. I think this is really cool. It was a $1,000 dinner tab, though. Did they know
Must be
that
really expensive.
Jimmy is going to pay for your tab? Awesome. We'll take 17 more lobsters and the best wine you got. I don't know if that's quite how it went down, but Jimmy, if you ever say you're going to pay for my meal, I'll go light on you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. A study by HSBC Bank found that 1 in 50 people find love on an airplane. So 1 in 50 people fall in love with somebody on an airplane.
Really?
I wonder if it's a mutual thing or if it's just that, I really like this person next to me and I fell in love, but they didn't fall in love back. Doesn't really explain that. But 1 in 50 people find love on an airplane. A U.S. soldier has pled guilty to trying to help ISIS after he met with undercover agents posing as terrorists in Hawaii. So that happened a week ago or so. I've got a link to that story if you want to read all about it. A growing number of teenagers in London are refusing to use social media. So there's more and more young people in London that are saying, I don't want it. I don't want social media. Yeah, it is kind of smart. Researchers in Kent, Ireland say that goats prefer to interact with humans who look happy. Really? You needed to do a study? You got this angry guy over here, leave me alone. And another one that looks happy, and the goats were drawn to the happy one? What a shock. They must get government grants in Kent Island as well. Sprint is now marketing Samsung Galaxy phones to adults who play Fortnite. There's a specific phone that they are...
Really?
Yeah, so this is just for you, adults who play Fortnite. Wow. I've never even seen it. I don't think I need to because I probably would like it, and then I'd be stuck playing that too. I don't need that. I don't need more vices in my life. Study by the University of British Columbia found that the simple act of smelling your partner's clothes can soothe your mood. Is that true, Heidi? Just smelling my clothes?
No.
Oh, woo! My goodness. What happened to this guy? I think that's an interesting... I think a lot of it depends on which garment you're smelling. I mean, smelling my shirt maybe, in the right parts of the shirt. There's a lot of parts of me that don't smell good.
I don't believe that.
You're not going to start doing this? I'm going to start smelling your clothes to see if it soothes me. She's my wife. I'm going to start sniffing her shirts here.
Yeah, I don't
so
believe
soothing.
that would help me.
A study by Homes.com found that buying your first home is life's most stressful event. I
completely disagree.
I can give you a list of things that are more stressful. Do you want that alphabetically? Homes.com. I don't think so. I know it's stressful, but I can give you a lot of things that are far more stressful. 30,000 bees swarmed a hot dog stand in New York City, and the police were forced to bring in a beekeeper to vacuum them off. Can you imagine that? So, for some reason, the bees were really drawn to this particular hot dog cart. 30,000 bees is what they estimate.
Insane.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they got the bees out of there safely,
and they didn't have to hurt them.
Yeah.
And one last thing here. Attendance at Burning Man was down over 30% this year, leading organizers to believe that the festival is doomed. I think a lot of it has to do with the lineup. So if you have a better lineup next year, maybe you'll have a better attendance.
I don't even know what this is.
With every event, the event itself is one thing, but the entertainment that you bring to the event, doesn't that make a big difference?
Well,
like they could do Woodstock, but if
maybe
they have a
it's the
different lineup.
name of the event.
Should I not wear anything flammable? I've got a link to the story if you want to know all about it. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have on the line with us some YouTube superstars. We have Kat and Nat. How you ladies doing today?
We're so great, thank you. How are you?
Very, very good. I'm so excited to chat with you. Now, before we go into anything else, we got to let people know, Kat and Nat, there's a ton of people listening that know exactly who you guys are, but for people who don't understand what you do on YouTube, can you kind of, in a nutshell, explain, here's what we do on YouTube, because it's very funny and it's entertaining and informational.
Thank you. You're so kind. So we do have a YouTube series called Mom Truths, and it's basically debunking the myths about motherhood and just really sharing a humor to all the hard that no one talks about. Like, it's not Instagram perfect. It's the exact opposite of Instagram perfect. And just those moments where we get messages all the time being like, thank you, I thought I was alone. I'm like, you are not alone. You are with us.
And we took those videos on the road, and we're actually touring, and we're bringing the fun show to lots of cities across North America to bring the truth and the fun to all moms so they can have a great night out.
That is really, really cool. Now, if people want to see the schedule, is that online somewhere where they can find you, maybe in their neighborhood?
Yeah, just come to catnat.ca. CA, that's right, Canadian. And you go to, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, all at CatNat.
That's awesome. Now, one of the things that I think is really cool, we're going to talk today a little bit about a thing called the KelloggSnutrigrainSurvey, and this is something that you guys are kind of involved in. How is it that you guys started working with them?
I think we're so proud to be with them because they really embrace sort of the real morning, the real mom, and that we're all doing the best we can to get out the door in the morning. And basically in life, all of us are doing the best we can. And 84% of parents make resolutions, and Nutrigrain found that more than half of us break them like within the first few weeks. So we definitely fall in that category, and I think we want the best, but we don't always get there. We do the best we can, though, and that's what's important.
And every year when school starts, this time of year, we make these things where we're saying, okay, I'm going to get up early, and I'm going to make breakfast, and I'm going to do all these things, and then the alarm goes off, and you don't get up early, and you kind of fall back into those. What are some helpful tips to help with the busy back-to-school mornings that maybe could get moms and dads out there who are hustling and bustling the kids off to school, make their mornings a little smoother maybe?
Can I tell you a funny story? I
Absolutely.
actually Googled how to do overnight oats, okay? I think I even bought, the pea seeds or whatever they are, way back when.
She was telling me this, and I was like, what are overnight oats?
I've heard of it, too.
That?
It's a thing.
It's never been made. That was the first one a while ago. Now I'm 3 kids in, and it's really about getting energy into their mouth and just getting out the door. And if there's a breakfast bar that I can, that's what the reality is, and that's what a real morning is. So that's what we are. That's where we're at in life.
Yeah, we feel like if we can get Nutrigrain in them, they've got their whole grains and real fruit. They taste delicious. We can feel good as a mom. They've got the energy they need, and we're good to go.
I think there needs to be a survey how many kids are eating breakfast on the way to school. In the car, walking to school, how many moms are like, you didn't eat anything, I'd
say most.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, it's easier now. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as, a Nutrigrain, Kellogg's Nutrigrain bar. That didn't exist. They had cereal, and we would eat that, but they didn't, I don't know if they had that technology back then in the 70s and 80s. I never saw it, but it's really cool. Nowadays they have that, and we should use it.
John, they're really good, too. We keep them in our car console, and sometimes the kids don't get them. That's just the reality because they eat them all.
And actually, when I was young, this was my breakfast because I was always just grabbing something on the way out. I'd grab my Nutrigrain bar, loved it, and I was done.
That is awesome. Now, do you guys have some little mishaps that you could share? Because we got a little bit of time left here, but I know I can't hog you all day. But do you have any mishaps that you've had in your lives sending the kids off to school?
I set
I have a major one, and this was with my first, who went to kindergarten. And she came home. Actually, I went to volunteer in the classroom that day. I was that mom for the first one. I haven't done that since. But
You've done enough.
I went to volunteer, and she was sitting there, and she didn't have underwear on.
And Kat told me this, and I was like, what's the problem? I wasn't wearing underwear either.
She was in a dress. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to take her out of the class. I had no idea what to do. Anyways, let me tell you, I was like, oh my gosh. And now we do the check. I'm like, everyone got underwear on? Okay, we can leave the house.
I'm just glad you were talking about your student and not the teacher. Right? That's why I thought you were going for a second there. But
no, it was my daughter, but I don't know. She'd been there all morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think? Because the teacher would have been a good one.
Real bad. That would be a bad one.
Again, visiting with Kat and Nat, hashtag Mom Truths. If you've not seen the videos online, I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to throw a link in our show notes to help you find that. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for doing what you're doing, because I know sometimes when you're doing the videos, you purposely don't look necessarily the way that, other people who are Instagram perfect look, because your hair is kind of messed up and this and that. There are a lot of people who would never do that, but thanks for doing it, because that's reality, isn't it?
That's our life. That's how we roll most of the time. So, yes, it is.
Well, again, Kat and Nat, we're going to throw a link in the show notes to make it easy to find them, and then also they're going to be going on a tour. I'll throw a link to that as well and see if they're going to be in the neighborhood. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day.
Say hi to Heidi for us.
I absolutely will. Again, Kat and Nat, and I'm going to throw the info about the Kellogg's NutriGrainSurvey in the show notes as well. You can find all of that at JohnandHeidiShow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Sushi. I've never had sushi. Have you ever had it? Or no? Sushi?
No.
We have friends that love it.
We have friends that try to force that stuff down my throat every time I'm with them.
We've not tried it yet, but sushi is traditionally wrapped in edible seaweed. So that's what that paper is.
No,
that they
thank
wrap.
you. Yeah.
A friend of mine makes the stuff, and I watched online how he makes it, and I didn't know that's what it was, but that's edible seaweed. So for those of you who are fans of sushi, you're eating raw fish and seaweed. And you don't know why we don't want to try this. It's probably delicious. It just doesn't sound good. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. Garbist is the word. Garbist. I think we used this one a long time ago. It sounds familiar.
Remember this one.
Garbist. Garbist. It's a noun. One who is adept at engaging in polite behavior. An expert in etiquette. Sentence. The golden rule of good manners for the garbist is to think of others before he thinks of himself or herself. In other words, garbism is self-efficating unselfishness. There's a lot of words there that I don't understand. But garbist is today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now some weird news for you on a Wednesday. 27-year-old Louisiana man accused of filing false divorce papers. This is a bizarre story.
Okay, how do you file false divorce papers?
Let me explain it to you, baby. 50-year-old girlfriend is accused of forging his wife's name on the documents.
Oh.
Yeah. So the sheriff
and
says,
he's how old?
Steve Prater. He's 27, and his 50-year-old girlfriend forged the documents. Steve Prater, that is the sheriff, said... No, I'm sorry. The sheriff said, Steve Prater, said the wife found legal documents showing that she had been granted a divorce, even though she had never requested one. So Mike Kang, is the detective, said that the wife didn't even know the proceedings, and she didn't want a divorce either. I bet she does now. He was arrested and charged with filing a false public record. Lisa McKinney was arrested on charge of forgery. Mr. Clark's bond is set at $5,000, and her bond is set at $2,500. So, bad idea. Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that at all. Thanks for listening to some weird news on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, today's moment of duh. Now, this could also be weird news. We had weird news about somebody that was getting divorced, and she didn't know it. And the girlfriend of her husband forged the documents. Well, listen to this one.
So weird.
In an attempt to win back his ex-fiancée, a man in England posed as her dead mother.
Oh.
Roy Meadwell broke the terms of a restraining order when he sent his wife, now ex-fiancée, Kay Wimberly, a letter pretending to be the ghost of her mother.
Oh my gosh, that is
The
warped.
letter told her that she had made, quote, a terrible mistake in rejecting her ex, and added,
oh my gosh,
all you have to do is call him. Well, she didn't call him. She called the police.
Yeah.
After the trial, he was sentenced to prison. Yeah, that's a bit creepy.
That could be a movie. That is
that could
super
be.
creepy.
It is very creepy. So we've had several things recently, stories that we've read where we're like, that'd be a fun movie.
Yeah.
So we got to find somebody
I
that
would
makes
go to
movies
this
that
movie.
make
This
these.
movie is
This
creepy.
Yeah, just weird. Today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida. I'm covering it with my hand. Is this working? Can you still see it?
I can't see it.
Cheater, pumpkin eater. All right. This is where I read a story, and then Heidi has to determine whether it is a true story that happened in the great state of Florida. By the way, got to get our Tennessee stuff ready, because I've got several Tall Tale or Tennessee later. But this is maybe the final for a while. Fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me if this is true or if it's fake news. A man ran through an 82-year-old woman's home and was caught after he stopped to try on her clothing. He ran naked through an 82-year-old woman's home, was caught when he stopped to try on her clothing. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
Florida. Truly happened.
No.
Yes. He was on the run for something, and he ran through her home, and he was caught when he stopped to try on her clothing. I think maybe he was just trying to cover himself up.
I don't think he was maybe trying, several outfits. He was probably grabbing something.
I love this. Do you have a brooch that matches this one? By the way, if you see the police, just let them know I'm busy. I've got a link to that story, and if you'd like to submit yours, I've got all the details in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Heated argument with a Starbucks manager takes an unexpected turn towards friendship and kindness. I love the way this story works out. Most people don't take too kindly to being yelled at in an argument, but this heated discussion had an unexpected happy ending. Ken Wallace regularly goes to a Starbucks in Nashville, and he grades papers and enjoys the soothing atmosphere. One morning when he went to the cafe, he noticed something was wrong. There was a man in the parking lot yelling at the general manager of the Starbucks. He said, I had reports that he was asking of money. So when I went out there, I asked him, hey, sir, are you asking our customers for money? At that point, he became very upset with me. The man said that he had locked his keys in his car and did not have the money to hire a locksmith. He was upset because he didn't want people to think he was out there begging for money like a vagrant. He said this other gentleman, the teacher, went out, the duo, in hopes, he went out there hoping he could mediate the argument in light of what happened earlier, because there's been a lot of incidents this year at Starbucks. Amidst the confrontation, he went inside to call upper management to see how they should handle the situation. She came out and said to him, "I've got permission from corporate. We're going to pay to have your car unlocked.
Oh, that's nice.
We just want you to know that if you think that we're attacking you, we're not." She said, I'll never forget the words, "That's not who we are." He just looked down and wiped his eyes and said, "Ma'am, if you'd allow me the opportunity to compose myself, I'd like to come inside and apologize to the lady that I yelled at." Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really glad that that's how it ended, because there have been a lot of weird issues that have happened. And when you have that many locations and that many customers, that's going to happen. But they've gotten more than their fair share of negative news. So I'm glad there's something positive for the folks at Starbucks. But what a story. I've got a link to it.
Go to Starbucks.
Well, I've got a link to the show in the show notes. If you'd like to read this story, it's at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.